Hey, my name's Garrett Tate. I'm here with Voile skis and splitboards at the Tahoe Mountain Sports, about to give a product clinic on the new stuff we have for 2014 and 15. Just a kind of basic distinction between ski and snowboard construction. The cap is going to be lighter, better for backcountry. The sidewall is going to be heavier but more sturdy and able to give a more specific flex profile. It's a better feel on the slopes for both skis and snowboards, so that's why like inbound skis typically have sidewall construction, but they're not as good for backcountry because they're going to be heavier. Another disadvantage is, especially with skis and potentially with splitboards when you're skinning, is that the sidewall is vulnerable to getting kind of jacked up a little bit just because it's higher and straight there. But it gives you the much better ride, the much better feel. And so this is going to be the park snowboarder, the person who is inbounds a lot too, but wants to get into the backcountry. And this is a light setup compared to other brands out there, and so it's still a very good everyday touring machine for folks. But it's the one that's going to feel more like the boards that folks are used to. So that might be why more people kind of stay towards this. Where this one is kind of new and unique to the scene in that it's the totally touring specific board. It's cap construction, so it's going to be significantly lighter. It's not going to feel quite the same on groomers because it doesn't have the ability to have the layers on the inside, so you don't have the same flex profile. So it won't be quite as supple and enjoyable on the hard pack, but then on the powder, where we don't feel that as much, it works. And the weight savings are huge here. And we don't see as much kind of jacking up at the sides because of the way the cap's done. And then the Artisan that you guys will carry, the male and female version, obviously just a graphic change and then a size range difference. So that's the female, one of the top sheets for the female versions. And this one's set up kind of the whole way it goes. These pucks are canted 3 degrees in, so the feet are naturally just a little bit tilted in. 3 degrees or 2.7 to be real specific. And that's something that is pretty unique and gives a big difference in the feel of somebody's ride when their feet are just a little bit canted like that. So with these, all it takes is popping these out and then resetting them at whatever width or stance that you have. So this puck system isn't the efficiency on this board as much as the Revelators. So this kind of really makes that process easier. And so this demonstrates kind of the sluggishness of how you got to move those pucks, which isn't necessarily bad, but this helps a lot, so you can change your stance really, really easily. So that's the new puck system. How this hardware system works is that you just pop off these ends, and then these boards just slide apart. And then these get tilted this way, so that the hardware's out of the way. And then it's in split mode. The Artisan has a directional twin with 2 centimeters of setback, generous rocker in the tail, and a playful flex. And so that's where you see kind of a difference. You have more ability to design flex into this board with the sidewall construction versus the cap, which is better for the folks that are riding inbound as well and playing more on the features in the backcountry. Another difference is kind of what the materials are on the inside. So the Artisan is aspen wood the whole way core, where this one, Polonia, is kind of the ultralight wood design in there with a carbon top sheet. What's the weight? Because a backcountry board, that's one of the biggest things, right, that you're thinking about. The male Revelator is 6-8 ounces, and then the male Artisan is 7-7, so it's almost a pound difference between these. And the woman's is 6 pounds 8 ounces.
And the men's and women's have the same camber profile?
It is, yeah. They're the same board, they're just smaller, just a scaled down version of it. And then the skin, we sell the skins in a couple different models. The cheapest version you can get with just the toe clip, and then they stop at the tail and they just stick. Tons of people use those and they work fine. It kind of depends. It changes where you are in the snow consistency, how well that sticks. In my experience, skiing, I travel a lot in the winter, and so I often see that fail on me as soon as it starts to get snow and ice built in there. It just doesn't stick anymore. It comes off and I'm wishing I had a tail clip. So for a little bit more money, the tail clip's available. You can either get the skis with the tail clip pre-mounted like this, or you can actually start with the cheaper version that doesn't have the tail clip, figure out that you wish you had the tail clip, and you can buy it, and it's pretty easy to mount on there.